Hey guys, welcome back to the Already New podcast. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. It's good to see you all.
We haven't reached our goals yet, and we are trying to provide some motivation, some framework for you guys to hopefully inspire you to do the same thing. We got a couch app today.
Yeah, how good's that?
Just fucking chilling. Like, we were gonna organise a guest, and we always just have that tendency now to just be like, boys app.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. The last ep was a boys app, and we love that one. So it was kind of just energy was high from that. So then we're just like, fuck it.
Go again. Hey, I think the guests are just cool because you get other people's perspectives and things, but then it's always good. I guess we just have so much like mutually in common to just ramble about, so it works out good.
It's hopefully, so easy.
Hopefully the audience enjoy it. It'd be cool to see what their feedback is. I think it'd be the same for them. They'd probably like both.
Yeah.
Guests versus boys, like they both offer value, I suppose.
They do, but in their different ways, you know, and it's going to be really cool for people to look back on Dorks and Fetties and Caller's podcast when they blow up, and even now for their fans just to look at that sort of info. But I feel like that's very separate to the stuff that we talk about, even though we talk about similar stuff once we've given them their intro and we've talked about their music and where they're at, which is why we have them on the podcast. We still talk about that similar mindset and framework stuff, but I feel like we just kind of go into it in a different direction when you and me are talking. So.
Yeah, and I guess it's always like good to hear other people's perspectives too, because we can ramble on ours, but it's always good to hear different people's perspective, which makes me wonder, like, do you want to like keep more music orientated guests, or do you want to like reach out and like see other people's sort of thing? Because I can definitely like reach into like the bodybuilding / coaching industry and get like, because then there's definitely people in all sorts of different industries growing businesses, right, and trying to chase a dream. There's definitely multiple people we can like reach out to.
Yeah, there is. Hey, this is a thing, like, I am interested in so many different things, but music is where the main passion is. So with those people, I just get this laser focus of like, where have you been, where are you going, how did you get there, what are you doing? So those questions, they seem like they're a bit planned, but they just come so naturally to me because that's just really what I want to know.
True that. Hey.
Not that I wouldn't be interested in those people as well, but it's just more that laser focus that I think really rubs off hopefully onto you guys and onto audience of you feel that passion, you feel what's coming through.
I think you're asking the questions that the audience would be asking anyway to like these people like Kala and Fetty. Hopefully,
and then it's a good framework for their fans to come and look back on that podcast. And I know for a fact with Fetty, it's going to be like, people are looking back on it already, but when his stuff goes, people are going to come and see, you know, what he did as a child, what got him into hip hop, and so that shit's just exciting. But I've got a few people up my sleeve that they're not involved in music at all, but I just respect them, and you know, they respect me hopefully, and we'll definitely get them on the pod. And same thing in your bodybuilding community, like, it's something I want to talk about. And I mean, we've got so many episodes as well,
and so many episodes to come.
So many episodes to come, and just so much time. We're almost on episode 10. That's mad.
That is pretty mad. I
was thinking the other day, I want to do something with you once we've done episode 10, just like, I don't know, just for fun, for milestone shit. It's cool.
Facts. It's just good. Like, I don't know, I love it. I think I don't know, like what Logan, we were talking about earlier, like Logan mentioned on his podcast, it gives you such a a built place to just come and be yourself, and every week, like, you just grow and learn yourself every week. It's cool. So like, celebratory like milestones, facts, like that's,
you got it.
I'm 100% down for that.
Small wins,
because it starts off on a whim, right? It's on a dream. It's on this, like, you have no idea what direction you're going, and then you just you just start going in that direction, and then here you are nearly 10 episodes in. Like, that's that's like nearly a milestone there. Let alone the 100 or the 200 or 300.
Imagine, bro. You just start moving based on passion, and it just kind of takes its own path, doesn't it?
That's it.
I feel that. Well, we don't really have a plan for today, so we just want to talk, and with the guests, like we said, that provides a different kind of value. And hopefully this, maybe we don't have direction like we did in the last episode. That was a banger. But this one, we just don't have as much direction. We kind of just want to shoot the shit, to be honest, and just see what comes out of it.
I guess that's as real as it can get, though. I can't, like, just having like no structure, no nothing. So I guess that can be somewhat of a message to people. You don't always need to have an idea, you don't need to have a structure, you just kind of need to have that thing that you enjoy doing. We enjoy doing the podcast, so we're like, well, let's run it, like, let's do a boys out, we haven't got a guest, but let's run it. Then we get here and it's like, well, we've got nothing to talk about. Well, cool, we want to do it, so let's run it.
We still want to do it. Like, we have Fridays blocked out pretty much, and sometimes I have that tendency to be like, if we don't have an agenda, don't show up. But it's kind of like, no, we'll still just show up and get your reps in, and yeah, like you said, even if it's just for personal development and just for us having a chat and seeing what happens, that's still some kind of value at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, and if not value for people, but value for yourself, I suppose. Like, we're just learning about ourselves, I guess.
Yeah.
It's always good to get out and do things, I guess, anyway.
Running through it. Speaking of learning, I wanted to talk a little bit about AI. That shit is fucking mental, bro.
Well, man, we're not going to talk about AI going to be running our podcast for us, so...
Yeah, James said before, imagine AI doing a podcast. So we just go, hey, we've started a podcast. It's not actually us, but AI is just going to be running it. So tune in. It'd probably be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And...
Well, they'd never run out of topics, would they?
Is that something that's going to happen?
I mean, time will tell, but
does
I don't see
AI
why
just
not.
run podcasts that's entertaining and actually beats out real people doing podcasts?
I wonder if they'd lose the authenticity of it, like the real life sort of the real life events, the real life habits, the real life this and that. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Like the small things you do every day that are just human of us to do, whether good or bad. Like, well, AIs wouldn't have that, but maybe they're smarter than us and they already know we're doing what we don't know what we're doing, so they can talk about more things. Who knows? Maybe
mistakes will become more of a good thing.
Yeah.
Like that's a metric of telling, obviously, if it's human, because an AI wouldn't make a mistake. If you had a podcast topic, it would just smash it out and tell you everything you need to know about that topic. But then people would be like, no, like there wasn't enough mistakes in that podcast. I kind of want something with a few more slip-ups, you know? So you can go back and look through our podcast. We got plenty of them.
Yeah, they come and go.
Yeah,
I
so
definitely fumbled the intro. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I was like, I didn't know where to take it. I got lost direction.
Yeah, you know, it's a big intro. I practice that a lot, man. And there's a lot of pressure on the shoulders, but, you know, pulled through there.
No, that's perfect. You just got to adapt with the pressure, like I've mentioned. Hey, and I don't know. Having the right people around you to pick up when you don't know where you're going with it, I suppose. I'd like to pull on from something I had happen this morning in the gym. This guy named Scott. It was good to meet him. I seen him in the gym the other day. I don't know any of his condition or whatnot, but I seen him come in the gym in a wheelchair, and I was like, man, props to him for just like getting in here. I think if I was the same, if I couldn't walk, I'd be getting in there. He went to one of the cable machines, and it was set at the height that he could utilize it, so didn't think much of it. I was like, cool, that's what he's going to use, whatever, you know, I'm just doing my own thing anyway. But this morning, he couldn't reach the thing to pull it down to like what height he needed. So he comes around the machine, comes to me and asks like, hey, can you give me a hand? Of course, I'm going to give him a hand, I'm not going to be rude or anything like that. But initially, you know, hey, like, what's your name, Scott? My name's Jay. Like, introduced myself to him and then helped him pull the thing down. But it was just an inspiration to me to have Scott, you know, who needed help, just come to me and ask for help. And I think for myself, I can take a note from that. There's like nothing wrong in asking for help when you need it.
Yeah.
It was really cool for him to just, you know, I'd assume come out of his bubble, but I'd say he's done it more than once. But I think that factor of asking for help more than once makes him more comfortable with doing it. So
yeah.
I guess a bit of a whim there, but like just asking for that help, and there's like nothing wrong with that when you need it.
What a fucking goat, hey. Like,
dude, honestly, like I just sat there for like 10 minutes after. Even now, I'm still like thinking, I'm just like, man, like it's just it's special, and it's cool that can rub off and be like motivation for me to just do it for me, I guess.
Keep doing you, and
yeah. And even then, like he couldn't do much. He's not in there training legs, that's for sure. But he's doing what he could, which is cool in his situation. He's doing what you can, I guess. That was really like amazing.
Yeah, working with what you got, and it's so easy just to be like, no, I'm fucked. Like I'm in a wheelchair, I can't go to the gym. Don't be stupid.
Yeah,
you know.
He'd be cool to get on the podcast.
Yeah,
someone like that, man, that has proper like you know, that's his motivation as it gets. Like, how do you keep going? I suppose because his goals will be different. Everyone else's, right? His would just be
when everything's telling you not to keep going. How do you just keep showing up?
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, and I'm assuming here, but I reckon his answer would be quite simple. It's just like, just keep going.
Yeah, do what I can do.
Yeah, do what you can do and just keep moving forward. You know, maybe he has other motivations, like he's got kids or he's got other things like that are keeping him going. But the answer still just ends up being like, oh, you know, just keep doing it, keep showing up, do what you can, and the rest will work itself out. Big facts.
Facts. I'm gonna have to talk to him more when I see him next, because it'd just be so cool to like, I hear his perspective, I guess. I'd be cool to talk on, just see where he's at, because like a big thing I think a lot of people deal with, myself included, coming out of my comp. Obviously when you do a body prep comp, especially your first one, you hit this like pinnacle, you're shredded, you're on stage, the moment's on you, and then you come out of that and there's like no structure, you just lost almost.
Yeah.
I went through this big phase of like losing joy in what was my passion. Like I do love training, I love the bodybuilding aspect.
Yeah.
Lost that joy, and so I'd love to hear like from his perspective, like, you know, does he lose the joy of, like, I don't know, whatever it would be.
Yeah.
Because you just get life events.
Yeah,
life
yeah,
events come in the picture. You know, you just the streamline to what your goal is never the same. You know, he probably was walking one day prior, and you know, as for everyone, they have these life events come up. So I guess I'd love to hear from his perspective, I suppose.
Yeah.
But even then, I guess it's just always talking in the bro science aspect here. But taking like that downtime, taking like that deload week, you know, once that stress or that accumulated pressure's built up, taking that deload week just to kind of empty that fatigue bucket.
Yeah, get back into it.
Yeah, and then get back into it, and like there's a whole leaf of joy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Bro, I just thought about how our training would differ. We could do like a bit of a comparison thing. With my training, obviously I've got my running in there, but a lot of the stuff that I do just for injury prevention is bodybuilding. And when we first started, we trained together in Bridgetown probably like 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Must have been cusp of 18, so what, 6-7 years?
About 6 or 7. We started doing bodybuilding, and from there I've kind of branched away from it.
Yeah.
How many times a week are you training?
5. Minimum 5.
Okay.
It just depends on the programming, you know. My coach may structure it back to 4 days a week, but just to see, I guess, depends where you're at, but standardly 5.
Right, okay. And what, you have Saturday, Sundays off, or what?
I usually do Monday to Wednesday, Thursday off, Friday, Saturday train, Sunday off. So Thursday, Sunday off.
Thursday, Sunday off.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But I can change it around at times, depends if I've got things on. I just do 3 days rest, 2 days rest.
Yeah, you can kind of bump like one of your rest days forward or backward depending on if you got shit on. That's what I'll do sometimes as well.
Yeah.
So I'll have kind of not a full rest day because I've got so many different things I'm trying to get better at.
Yeah. Like an active rest day.
Well, just kind of a lower intensity day. On Thursdays, for example, I work early morning, but then between 8 and 9 I've got free time, so then I'll just do some accessory work where I'll just do some mobility and I'll do some hip strengthening stuff and to make sure I'm feeling good for my running, but that's not an intense running session, or I don't have to do, you know, weighted pull-ups or anything like that. And then I'll just do an easy 30-minute run at night, so Thursday.
Easy 30-minute run, he says.
I just cruise. I just cruise. Once you start adding in speed work and you do all this stuff, there definitely is like an easy run pace for people, but I understand that some people that don't run, they're like, that blows their mind.
Yeah, like, I think a lot of people, when you first get into it, myself included, it's like you start running too hard to start with, and then you kind of gas, and you not just your own cardiovascular system, but like your ligaments, your joints, like your muscles. They weren't ready for that like intensity. How much you've turned that dial up, but turning that dial down will definitely increase that endurance that you're going to be going for.
The easy runs is where you build so much of just your load tolerance, like just being able to spend time on your feet running with your heart rate relatively high, you know. And so much of that, a lot of the marathon runners say, for those people that have a go at a marathon, they crash at 30 Ks and they've still got another 12 Ks to go. They just don't have the Ks in the legs. Like you just need to get, it's like an odometer on yourself. You just need to get those Ks up high enough, and if they're not, then you just blow out. And that speed work definitely helps you stay fast and stay efficient, but it's just like that easy stuff. And for some people it might not be even running. It might just be run hard for me, so I'm just going to walk or do a walk run or go on an easy treadmill or a bike session, or just getting that easy work in of where you just build your capacity and then you train yourself to handle more load, but you need to have that capacity first.
I guess that consistency too, to keep going and keep like aiming for that progression. Yeah,
for sure. And it just doesn't work, man. It's kind of like for you, if you're trying to get better at bench press, you wouldn't do like 3 heavy sets of bench press 5 times a week, you know? No. And by doing fast runs all the time, that's pretty much what you're doing, you know?
Makes sense.
You do like 2 heavy sets a week and maybe do some other chest accessories during the week and some other stuff like that, or you just rest, you know? And once you've got to a point with your running where you can handle the load just running at an easy pace, that's kind of your rest almost.
Yeah,
you know, and your working sets are just your 20-minute hard run or your threshold run, and then your tempo for 40 minutes, and those really have their place in getting fit. But yeah, a lot of it is just get your easy reps in, you know, and then just make sure you're well rested and recovered.
I guess they're the ultimate practice, aren't they?
Yeah.
And that's the real keys, like practicing, getting that technique fine tuned, and like I think the best you get from that is when you do like kind of turn that volume down.
Yeah.
One thing I'd like program for myself now, and definitely for my clients now, is like, instead of starting, let's say in a 6-week program, instead of like starting at like an 8 RPE. So an 8 RPE would be 2 reps in reserve until you're kind of failing that set. Instead of starting at the 8 RPE, we start off in like a 6 to a 7 RPE for the first week.
Surely.
So we just on that new program, there's new movements. We start at that lower volume, that lower intensity, I should say, and then what that's kind of doing, especially with more tempo controlled work, you're going to just get more mind muscle connection for sure, and you're really going to emphasis on feeling those contractions at that less weight. In for the next week, we kind of turn that dial up a little bit. We go for more of a 7 on the dot sort of RPE. Next week onto an 8, and then kind of go for 8 for like a week or 2. And then we turn it up, going to failure. We spent time practicing these movements and practicing this tempo and getting the contraction of the muscle, getting that mind muscle connection down, and then ramping it up. Not just going like straight in for those heavy sets. Or that fatiguing program.
And then when you bring it back down to 6 or 7 RPE the week after, like your body just responds so well to it.
Correct.
We pushed for these 3 or 4 weeks leading up to Busso half marathon that I got coming up next week, and then for when I do take that 2 or 3 day deload of just not really much running at all, you just feel like fuck, I'm stinging, ready to go away. So
tell us about that Busso swim run. In how far away?
So it's a week away. And it's half marathon, so 21.1 Ks.
Nice.
And last time I did it in Crocs, and I did it in 90 minutes.
Was that at Busso?
Yeah.
Okay,
so that was last year.
So same run?
Same course.
Cool.
Rerunning again.
Jeez,
I know that I'm going to get a PB, to be fair.
Well, you did it in Crocs.
I did it in Crocs, and now I'm doing it in carbon plated shoes.
Okay,
so,
that's a leg up. Nice.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a leg up, but I'm definitely fitter. So I'm keen to send that. I just like the idea of doing a program, getting a better PB, and then be like, fucking sick. And then going back, setting another one, and then I've got a big comp in April, which is Red Dust. So Red Dust OCR race is Perth's own obstacle course racing community, or not community, company. And they've been killing it. The obstacles they make are sick. Dion's awesome, that runs the whole thing, and that is pretty much trail running with Ninja Warrior obstacles. I thought it'd be in link with that, because I have one of my casuals, Jade. She does Ninja Warrior. She went out there the other week, and she mentioned she's seen you at the Red Dust or something. Cool. So she obviously, being at Ninja Warrior, did the Red Dust herself. So I figured they had some form of like linkage of like some similarity. What was her name?
Jade Marion. I don't know how to say the last name properly.
Right. I didn't have a chat to her, but hi Jade. Sick. That race coming up, it's just like such a cool push for me, and for anyone like listening, would definitely recommend finding something like that. It doesn't have to be like I'm an elite athlete and I'm training to do this. It's just something cool to push for.
I guess it's a hobby. An extra hobby.
100%. A hobby, and just something to push for, and you find that you get so much more out of the 8 weeks leading up to it, where you've kind of got like low key a little bit of pressure, a little bit of stress on you. Of like, fuck, I need to do this.
It's nervous pressure, hey?
Yeah.
Which is good pressure. Which is kind of that fear leaning into, like we've mentioned.
I need to put the work in, otherwise I'm going to be in trouble. And put that pressure on yourself, and don't move away from it, because that's what'll make you work. And that's what'll make you get up, get out of bed, make sure you do this, and make sure you hit this, and you get sleep, and then that really just has such a positive mental effect on you.
Once you do it, hey, there's such a big reward from that, because you were scared of it, and then you overcome it.
You do it, and then you're like, oh, damn.
Dude, I get a lot of people, I had this one girl, she come to me, and she's like, goes into the gym every now and again. She wanted to jump on a program and that, and wanted to jump on as a client, but she was open. She's like, I just get really nervous about the gym. I get scared about going in there, and I just kind of like mentioned to her, like, that's a good fear to have. Once you like get in and you start getting into that routine, that structure of it, like you overcome that, you feel so damn good.
Such a good
like,
way.
And that's the biggest thing I'll mention to people, like that fear is going to be rewarded with such like just joy and like being proud of yourself, I guess, too. Because you overcome that fear and just face that adversity, I suppose.
And not to mention, these obstacle course races are just fun as fuck.
They're
so cool. You're jumping over cargo nets, and you're swinging over these monkey bars, and then you're running in between obstacles, and if you're doing it with your friends, like you get to do that all together and help people through obstacles.
How long are they?
So they've got a 5 kilometre, a 10 kilometre, and a 15 kilometre.
You going for the 15?
I'm going for all 3.
Oh shit! On the day.
Last year I won all 3.
Damn.
And set the record for all 3. So I'm hoping this year to be even faster. And there's some people coming over from over east in Malaysia. And
so it's getting big then.
I'm hoping to throw down a big race with these boys. So anyone that's
sick.
coming over to compete in Red Dust, I'm ready for you.
That's so cool.
Let's have a crack.
I'd
have
to jump on a 5k, man.
Do it.
That'd be fun.
Please, bro.
When is it?
Yeah, it's April 22nd and 23rd.
5k isn't too far.
Nah. And there's no pressure. Like the first
fun.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
guys go at the end and go, fuck, that was sick.
But the whole thing is actually just a what do you call it? It's a fun run. The whole thing is a fun run, and the first they have different wave times.
Yep.
So the first wave time is a competitive. They call it the elite wave, which is what I do as an obstacle course racer. I'm like, right, I'm trying to go fast. I'm
trying to get in that wave there.
Yeah, trying to get in that wave. They put up prizes for it. It's like, yeah, fine, that's a competition. But then there's another 30 waves during the day, every 15 minutes, where they just let people go. And they just let people run the course.
Yeah,
and it's all about just going with your friends, and like gyms get people together and they go as a gym, and or a F45 will go. And
communities will go.
Yeah.
I get something out of that. That'd be sick.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, okay, I rate that, because I think an outsider's perspective, maybe like you look into that, and I guess I'm seeing you do it, which is this competitive sort of outlook with it, if you will.
So it looks like that's the whole thing.
Correct.
That's everything. That's only the smallest part of it, bro. Yeah. But because I like to be competitive and like to consider myself an athlete, I do that.
Yeah.
But literally 5% of the people that go there are doing it to compete, and the other 95% are just going to have a sick day.
Going for the event,
Yeah, you go out, you get muddy, you jump over some shit, you swim in a creek, like you climb up this awesome hill, and once you get up there, the view is just unreal.
Yeah.
You do like a monkey bar swing over.
Even in the 5K one?
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, man. Do it. Like, I've stopped saying to people I'll do it with them for this weekend because it's such a big weekend for me.
Yeah.
Because I do the 10K Saturday morning, then I do the 5K at lunchtime race.
I guess it's more you'll be there as well.
I'll be there, but I want to run it with people as well, just for fun.
Yeah.
But I've got lots of friends that are just running it for fun. So if you want to do it, man, let me know. And you can 100% go and run with them. Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, I wouldn't even thought about that.
So much fun. You feel like a weapon afterwards. You get dirty as fuck and your shoes get messed up, but like it's sick.
I got some old cheaper pairs I'd probably run out for in the day, but that's fine.
Really is cool. And that's part of the reason I like obstacle course racing so much, is because the community is just fucking awesome. Like, people are helping each other over obstacles. If you can't do the obstacle, that's fine. You just move on to the next one and just have a crack at the next one.
Yep.
And everyone's just out there trying to have a good time. So just trying to promote that as well in the competitive scene. But I guess it gets lost in that competitiveness that I have at the start line, because you see me at the start line, I'm a completely different person to when I'm just trying to run the course or support people through it, and it makes me look like this guy that's just like, right, I'm just laser focused on that. As soon as that's done, I'm like, fucking oath, let's chill.
You're on that caffeine deload, fully spiked up on the pre-workout.
Yeah.
I should hook you up with a solid pre for that.
Man, there was a like promo photo of the race, and it was of the competitive wave, and all of us had our shirts off at the start of the race, but most people that do the obstacle course racing are just chilling, like they're wearing shirts, like, and some guy commented on the promo photo, and he was like, I didn't realise like shirts weren't allowed in the red dust, and he was like dead serious, and they were like, no, this is just a competitive wave, these guys are just like full nut jobs, just running around with their shirt off,
getting the rigs out. We made, but again, like, you're probably gonna, really, you're probably lighter, you're probably running with a bit more mobility, like everything's probably feels a bit easier, nothing getting caught, so.
Oh yeah, no way I'm wearing a shirt for them. They make you climb under like barbed wire.
So you're gonna get caught up on everything.
Yeah. Definitely.
No, definitely. And hey, sun's out, good reason to get the rig out. So
exactly,
we're here for it.
Let's call it a functional advantage, taking the shirt off.
Functional advantage. That's classic. I love that. Nice. Yeah. That's cool, yeah, and I guess that's just having that hobby. But it's cool seeing you have so many different hobbies, because I think that's a big inspiration for a lot of people, like even for anyone, just to see people jumping out in different avenues and trying different avenues. I think you've solidified yourself in these hobbies now, but you're still definitely reaching out others, IAK included.
Sure,
Because I guess I'm still like on the, not a cusp, but I'm just still young and still finding things that I enjoy, and like I've mentioned, I've been doing the skipping, like just a new hobby to throw in the mix. That's awesome fun. Like I jump on the scooter here and there. That's awesome fun. Like just finding those things, I guess, because beyond it, it's just the pinnacle of just movement, which is that feeling good again. Yeah,
you just got to try shit, man, and if it works for you. I was talking in the ice bath episode this morning, and I was saying, if these things, they suck at the time, but that's also a good thing for you. That aside, if it makes you feel that much better and is that good for you, and it's free and it's quick to do and it's easy to do, aside from the fact that
the mental, like, oh my God,
the mental is tough. Like once you've gotten over that, it's not that tough. It's free, and it's so good for you. It's like, why would you not do that shit?
100%. I last few mornings I've been getting up and just not even turn the shower on. I get in there, I just turn the cold on, and like right before I do it, I go, oh, and I just do it.
Yeah.
The cold shower isn't half as bad as an ice bath. Like I sit there in the cold shower. Yeah. But it's not as bad, man. I've jumped in a few ice baths now. My uncle has one. He just has it about 1 degree. And when I jump in that, I was like, yeah, this is cold. This is good.
Yeah.
And I get back in the shower, and it's a cold shower. It's still like, for some people, it sucks. But I'm sitting there, I'm just like sad. I'm like, it's just not cold enough, man. Like, it's heartbreaking.
True.
So
My boy Matt, so fuck you, Matt, but he tagged me in this photo, this meme of someone, and it said, boy who shits himself in year 9 starts promoting how good ice baths are. And he's found this meme somewhere, I don't know where, and it's an absolute dig at people taking ice baths. And he sent it to me, I was like, fuck you, bro. So fuck you, Matt, they're the best. Maybe I did shit myself in year 9, but it is what it is.
we're in year 9, Bridgetown High. Yep.
Bridgetown High. Yeah, I probably did shit myself in year 9, to be honest.
Were you even year 9 if you didn't?
Bro, remember when I'm not going to say who it was, but someone got dacked at the gazebos?
Boy or girl?
Girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Man.
Someone got suspended for that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, fair, but it's just looking
We all
back
thought
on
the best of
like,
it. Even
damn.
the teacher at the time had a good laugh.
Like, if that was today, that kid would have gone to jail.
Yeah, facts.
He would have gone to juvie.
God, imagine the social media just drama.
Oh yeah,
Man.
Yeah, it would have gone mental.
It's crazy how much drama just stimulates social media. One thing goes up,
can just take off.
Man,
And back
just
then
a
it was like you
wave.
did that, and then you just got a slap on the wrist.
Yep.
I got suspended, I guess. That's a slap on the wrist. And then it's like, yep, all good.
Weird how it kind of it's weird how like it's all transitioned, right? So we'll go back to like back in our folks' day, you get a slap with a cane.
Yeah.
And then you kind of got a slap on the wrist, and now you just get lectured online.
Now you get a electronic slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Well, now you kind of get an electronic
Now
cane.
you just lose your phone.
Yeah.
What a hard life.
Just get cancelled.
You just get cancelled. Yeah.
Yeah, you just get fucking... That is an electronic slap with a cane. Because I feel like a slap on the wrist electronically would be... Yeah, I don't know, losing your phone for a bit or something. But getting cancelled kind of would suck, to be fair.
But
Like
do you
what
really
Kevin
get
Hart
cancelled
copped.
now?
No, well, I don't know. It depends on your approach to it, and depends how you... Like, for some things, it's like, don't fucking apologise for this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, some people getting... Like, saying the wrong thing or getting caught up when they don't know... And it's like...
So much can just happen in the moment, hey?
Yeah, and people can just take stuff the wrong way and then use that to kind of create a new angle on this situation. It's like, that did not even exist.
Yep.
Like, chill and don't apologise for this stuff, because then people get cancelled, if that's what you want to call it. And then they go, yeah, sorry, like, shouldn't have said that. And then it's kind of like you're loathing in... You're validating what they've said.
You're just trying to win that small picture of audience back.
Yeah, that audience back. But some people, like... Joe Rogan, Theo Von, they go, yeah, I said it, like, what of it, you know?
Yeah.
And they're not being narcissistic in any way, but they just know what their values are and what their intentions are, and they're like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah,
like,
facts.
If it's not for you, then don't go shopping in that store. Just walk past, you know? It's like going to the shops and walking past and seeing something that you don't want to buy, and then going, I don't like that. Let's go and stop them from selling that. It's
Facts,
like,
hey.
fucking
or just
walk
like bashing
somewhere
with
else.
people, not like physically bashing them, but like mentally bashing them, like saying things about them who do buy it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, you know. I think everyone goes through the phase of like once they really get on like their health kick, they're not eating anymore. You kind of want or attraction to it, and then you kind of look at people and you go, oh, I can't believe they're eating that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People like fall into that sort of thing. That's just like a small like probably sample example of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just that sort of like idea, I suppose.
For sure, yeah. It's like you don't need to hook into them for that. It's just like,
just do your thing,
Yeah, just do your thing.
And like,
you just
like,
keep doing you.
Yeah, right, facts. Like, and that's for anything. You should always keep doing you. Like, if you're sitting there thinking I'm not up to standard, well, whose standard are you living by then? Like, you should just facts live by your standard.
Yeah,
like,
live by your standard.
Yeah, man. Like, go at your pace, do it your way. Like, because you're you, and that's all you got, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
I was talking to my boy yesterday, and we said, how do we make as much change as possible in the most positive way possible?
Yeah.
And I think instead of, I guess the first plan of attack would just be, get out on social media and just say, do this.
Spread a positive message.
Yeah, but then also you kind of seem a little bit like fake woke, if that makes sense. And you seem a little bit like, this is corrupt and this is a conspiracy and this and that.
Yeah.
Like, I think the best way is just be healthy and be successful and do the best you can, and then show that to people. And then when people see, this guy's actually doing okay, then they'll come to you and be like, well, what are you doing? And then you go, well, this, now that they've asked, like, this is the stuff that I'm doing. For example, let's say I don't really believe that a lot of the medical industry and chemists, they promote a lot of shit that they don't really need to be doing. Like, let's say
and the supplement industry too. I'd say, like, there's a lot of things that get a bit wishy-washy, and there'll be like one sort of cherry-picked thing that promotes this is going to do so much for you, when it's not as big as they're making it to be.
And what that does is it makes people look outwards from themselves. It makes people look outwards for solutions to problems.
Yeah.
Where if you just looked inward towards yourself, how can I change the issues that maybe I could be doing better at and fix this problem, then I wouldn't need that. But capitalism doesn't like that, because that doesn't make money. You know, if you work on yourself, that doesn't make money. So my best approach is, rather than going out on social media and saying, you know, the health industry's fucked, don't buy shit from chemists, you don't need this, you don't need that. It's like, no, just try to be the best version of yourself.
Lead by example.
Lead by example, show people that, and then when they come to you, say, hey, well, this is actually my thoughts on this, and I think that, you know, that could be done a little bit better. Because then you 100% get that fake woke of like, this is corrupt and this is fucked. It's like, people just aren't going to listen to that.
And rather than approaching it that more sort of real, just authentic way to approach it.
I'm going to do me, I'm going to go about it. And if you want to follow along and you want to kind of have a look at what I'm doing, then here it is. And this is, I guess, part of the podcast as well. It's like we're just doing our thing.
We don't know what we're doing, but we're doing it. Especially today, we've been going on for a minute now with no structure. Which is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
I'll jump back on like what we were just mentioning, like the whole you know, pharmacies and even supplement industry, like promoting these things. It's kind of like the fat burners that people go and buy. Like, people will spend $80 a pop on a fat burner.
Garbage.
Thinking it's gonna just like completely like, this is it. This is gonna make me lose weight.
Garbage.
But like I do agree with you. But I'll say my say in it, I suppose. Like, and I say it to people that come and buy it. I'm like, this isn't going to do it for you. This isn't gonna pull off the fat. You have to be training. You have to be eating a nutritious diet. You have to be even eating in that calorie deficit. Or you have to be in an energy deficit, I should say. It doesn't necessarily have to be calorie deficit. You have to be looking at getting good sleep, you know, so like diet, sleep, your training, they have to be on par. And then these fat burners are just going to be somewhat of a tool to help leverage that process. They're not going to be the main driver, but they're just going to be a tool to help. They're going to be that 15% benefit as well that can help with a little bit of extra oxidizing fat. Caffeine's going to help you burn more and eat less, a bit of an appetite suppressor. L-carnitine can help your mitochondria increase, so you are burning a little bit more. And there's other things in there that can help with that process. No, this won't make you lose weight, but it can help. Don't rely on it. You know what I mean? So like, I guess for me, and that's probably why my shop's doing so well, is I just be super real with people.
Like, be real, so true.
And then they walk out and they do the things right that they're meant to, not just go, you know, I could go, yep, take this, you're going to lose weight, it's so good, this is the best thing. They go take it, they don't get any weight loss, they come back, they've gained weight. Rather than I sit there, I explain with them, like I run it through with them, and they come back and they've lost weight, and it's more so because they've just had someone to kind of help them understand, like, no, it's more than just this product, it's you know, it's what can I do with myself, like you mentioned, which a lot of the time it's just those like fine-tuning your habits that could be bad, and you could just optimize more of what is good, I suppose. It's an optimizer,
but why are you looking for the 1% if you haven't got the 95% right?
Correct.
If you're not in a calorie deficit, you're not going to lose weight. It's as simple as that. You know?
Facts. That's it. And like, if you're doing good all week and then you're going drinking and eating shit the weekend, well then, you know, don't take your fat burner a week and then go and ruin everything on the weekend for you. And that's a big thing that everyone does, because I've been good all week, I'm going to have this one day, and then that one day turns into 2 days, and then 2 days can be damaging. But you can turn it around, and like, you should never really get to you if it does, but like, you know, really, if you're trying to get it.
But you just got to keep it real with yourself. You know, like, people come in the gym on a Tuesday to me after on the Monday saying, oh man, I had such a big weekend, I had 16 beers and this and that, and then on the Tuesday...
There's a lot of energy in those beers.
And then on the Tuesday we have a strength session and they go, oh, this program isn't working for me, I'm not feeling very strong. It's like, well, it's probably got something to do with the 16 beers that you just had on the weekend. Like, fucking hell.
Maybe. Just an inkling.
Just a thought. But to be honest, to most people, I would never say that. Because it just sounds so savage, but it's so true.
And they don't want to hear it, hey. They don't want to hear it.
No way.
And they just think, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's cool. Like, you do, you know, like, all good.
Oh, this program's not working.
You're shit trainer.
No, you're right,
It's facts, hey, absolutely true. It's just, like, it's the same with people that come in like, I'm eating so much, I'm not growing, and it's like, are you eating enough? Like, are you eating the same food consistently? I'm like, well, no. It's a simple equation to gain weight, the simple equation to lose weight. It's hard to adhere to it. it's always hard to adhere to it. I guess, yeah. I think people look for that best answer, the best diet, the best this, but I think one thing I've been preaching to my clients lately is like the best diet is the one that you can adhere to the most. You know what I mean?
One that you can do properly.
Whether you can adhere to keto, whether you can adhere to low carb, whether you can adhere to low fat, whatever it is, like you got to find what works for you, I guess.
And it is nice to see when people do shit properly. And then they come back and they get results, and you're like, that's the reason I do this.
And not even just the results, but the mental like gain. One of my clients, you wouldn't eat enough. She does so much, just like 25,000 steps a day, probably eating 1,400 calories a day. So she's just, I think it's called metabolic catastrophe, where your metabolism is just set so low, but you're doing so much, there's nowhere to go. The weight that you've got, your body has stalled there. So I've increased the food. She's up at just under 1,700 now. Still doing 20k steps, but again, there's more energy in this system coming in. And at first she was like, oh man, like I'm a bit feeling weird seeing the scales up in the morning because I'm having bigger meals at night. I'm like, hey, that's just glycogen. Like, don't stress. And then a couple of days later, weight dropped. She was like, whoa, my weight dropped, and I've got more energy, and I'm just feeling so good. Like she's just like preaching these wins to me. I'm like, man, it's only been like 6 days, and you're feeling this good. Like just you wait, sort of thing. You wait to see how much food you can actually eat and still lose and gain weight, and then we'll go into a healthy like weight loss phase.
When we do our challenge, we get people's basal metabolic rate from the scans. And then we kind of estimate their daily expenditure and their workout, and we tell them this is an estimate, but then we give them their baseline estimate, and we only go in a 10% deficit from that baseline. But some dieting things will go like 25%, 30% deficit, which is just crazy, man. It's starving yourself, and we get the best results from that because most people are used to.
Well, they're consistent with it. It's easy to adhere to.
So sustainable. Most people
I think
they're just. Those normal diets are, 25%, 30% deficits, and it makes you feel like shit. It's like, you lose weight quickly, but it's just not the best process, is it?
The way I approach it, and this is something I've kind of learnt on with being with Will at the Physique Code, is finding that metabolic base rate, finding how much food you can eat at what your average activity is. So we've got these 2 set baselines which your body's like adapted to and is used to. Say for someone it's 12,000 steps every day eating at 2,800 calories. They're maintaining on that. For 2 to 3 to 4 weeks, we've seen we're not losing or gaining any weight. That's our metabolism. That's where
got to find that baseline,
That's the key. Finding that. Because then and how I approach it, we've got to create either a 15. There's like 2 ways I've got about it. Either 15% deficit or on the extreme like 25 to maybe approaching at 30, which is quite a lot. I'd rather keep it low. Let's do less and get more. So drop the food 15%. Not drop any steps at all. So we're just doing ourselves. We're only dropping out some carbs more than less. Which will probably end up being like 300 calories, 400 calories depending. So going from like 2,800 to 2,400, super easy to maintain, and then you're losing weight. And then so that's not with high intensity training. It's just weight training and low volume at that, like 4 or 5 exercises max, like 16 working sets max.
Simple.
So just real low volume too, and it's just the best results. Why? Because it's not stressing your body out. It's easy to adhere to. Rather than going like I've had approaches where it's just food drop next week, food drop next week, food drop. Okay, hit cardio. So you're
doing hard sessions.
You're just completely dropping food, and then you're completely upping activity when like you should only move one thing at a time. You can create a 15% deficit just by increasing steps up. 15,000 steps.
So true.
Leave food the same. Start losing weight off eating more food. You know what I mean? Just everyone's got different approaches, I guess. But finding what works for you.
Unreal. Yeah, that's fucking sick. I love what we talked about today, actually.
It's been good,
cool. Yeah, we got some OCR stuff in. I want to do a proper. Let me know if you guys want to see us talk about our full like Sunday to Sunday training schedules, and then we can compare as well between the two. We could get like right into it and say what we do on each day and
why we do it, sort of
how that changes, why we do it. We could do that, but we kind of just touched on it a little bit today.
Because I think we're both on that like that grand picture of like a periodized plan with it. You know what I mean? You've got a set structure into your run. I've got a set structure in my training phase. You know. I
know more or less like where my year's at. Actually, having said that, after April, I don't know. Like, I love obstacle course racing, so I'll probably just keep doing that. But I haven't looked further than April. But I know that now I'm trying to get fast legs with help from Macca, shout out, and Smithy. Shout out Double. And trying to get fast legs and then transfer that to the trails. So that's where the obstacle course racing comes in. Oh, man, I love it. I'm missing the trails because I've been running on road 6-7 times a week. No trails. But then once, hopefully, I can get that hour 24 half marathon and then just get back on the trails and the legs would just be like bang,
ready to go,
real quick.
And the mind would love it. I'd imagine like road versus like actually in some like nice environment, completely different.
Man, going out to Serpentine Falls, you got to come out sometime.
Yeah,
even if you only just do like 3 or 4 Ks, we just go for a little hike and then I'll go for a run afterwards.
Yeah,
it's fucking breathtaking, bro.
Yeah,
it's unreal.
Serpentine, that's super close to me, I think.
Really?
Isn't that not down like you going out to Rockingham way?
Yeah.
I think like I think I'm.
Yeah, it's a bit of a trek for me, but I love it, man. Yeah, totally worth it.
I think it's like 10 minutes for me, 15 max.
No shit. Yeah. Let's lock it in.
Yeah, done.
The falls are so good. Yeah, and I know some really good spots where you can go to a quiet car park spot, but then by the time you've gone in, you feel like there's not even anyone there. Just
Serpentine or Kalamunda?
Serpentine.
Okay, cool. There's two there. Yeah.
Kalamunda, I'll go John Forest and Bells Rapids.
Yeah,
well, that's a bit further north than Kalamunda, but
Did you see Islam Makhachev was just at Bells Rapids? Do you know who that is?
No.
UFC fighter, all good.
You what?
UFC fighter who is come from like overseas.
UFC fighter. Yeah. Right. Was he running up there?
No, maybe, but probably just walking. He's got a fight next week, which would be cool.
Are you going?
Perth. Yeah, boy.
How much you pay for tickets?
$350, I think.
Oh,
that was real cheap.
Yeah.
The next day, we got like a pre-sales. The next like 2 days later, they're like $1,000. I'm like,
I was talking to a chick at 45, and she said it was $800 when she got on the day after.
That's a bargain. Which is a bloody crazy thing to think about.
What if everyone gets knocked out first 10 seconds?
That's exactly what you want to see. The chaos. No, it'll be a good one because we've got Volkanovski, who's Australian fella. He's as Aussies gets, absolute lad. He's a featherweight champ right now, and he's stepping up to lightweight to verse this supposedly like undefeatable guy.
Yeah.
But I think he's got.
Imagine if it happens.
Got to be there, but you got to pay $800 to see it. Or just 60, or just wait for a clip on Instagram.
Yeah, true. I can't wait to hear how it goes.
Yeah, I'll be there next week.
Yeah, let's do the snippet quickly. I'm still looking for that 50k on any platform, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, and we're actually moving on TikTok. I've gone about just under 100 followers just this week.
Yep.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
If I can keep that going, that doesn't quite get me there though, does it? 100 followers a week for 50 weeks.
But that'll compound.
Is that 5,000?
Yeah, but I'd imagine it compound.
Yeah, hopefully.
Weeks,
Yeah. So 5,000. But it's a lot better than what it was. So that's cool. And it's
still
moving.
Gaining traction.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. It's still going forward.
Monthly listeners is going up. That's going way up. And working with some promotion teams to get that moving. Dope. So that will be fucking.
I think I've seen an
along.
advert pop up somewhere of your stuff, and I was like, "Hey,
really?
man's on the ads." Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I've seen it. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm trying to get those ads optimized. Like a while ago, I kind of demonized them a bit and was like, "Nah, I don't want to do it." But I mean, if more people are seeing the music and I can afford it and it's something sustainable, then I'll do it.
The amount of people I see coming to my shop asking for this supplement that they're seeing on Facebook is ridiculous. So I think they work, man. They got mad power in them.
Yeah.
Just because everyone's on their phone.
Everyone is on their phone, so it's like, until they're not, keep doing it.
Yeah. But I think there'll just be more and more and more on it.
Legit. Yeah. So 50k streams, that's good, and then hoping to get up to 500k streams, and I've got some crazy music coming out, so I'm just going to promote the fuck out of it. The one that dropped today, which has already been out for 2 weeks by the time you guys are seeing this. Holding On. Yeah, it's
an anthem.
I think it's just cool music. It feels real to me. It feels authentic. So I'm happy to have it out, and I'm sticking to that 50k and 500k streams. So,
I guess rolling on to me, the shop's been performing good. I mentioned I want 25k at least 1 week this year. Obviously we would be consistent on that. But yeah, we've been like first 3 weeks into this year, we've hit even the whole month we've hit 20k each week, which is unreal, man. Because we were hitting like 12, 13, max 14k weeks, and now, after maybe 4 months of being there, we're hitting like 20 to nearly getting 21 gram weeks, which is just, it's still building, man. I know it's still building. I know it's going to get bigger, and it's just awesome. Yeah. Really cool to see, but not even that, just really cool to just be having more people come in to hear more real life stories. Like, it's just a big circle of things that I'm just finding joy with that, I guess.
A lot of them regulars, or do you know?
They become regulars because I treat them like people. I think I like build that relationship that makes them want to come back and spend that, whether it's $70 on a pre-workout or some people come in, they just come to see me and they spend like $400.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not that I'm looking at it as a number, but like that's a person that I'm just treating like a person, and like helping them with their real life sort of obstacles in their journey. Yeah. People just appreciate that, I guess.
Just giving them feedback and legit real feedback. Yeah.
Real feedback. Yeah. Not saying this is going to do it for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's cap it there.
Dope.
Love that. Thank you guys. That's episode 8. We'll see you for episode 9. Might be a guest, might not be a guest. We're frothing the boys' apps.
Yeah. Let us know what you think. Like I think like both have great power, but what you guys like gives us an idea on, like, you know, how often to throw in a guest and things like that, or how much just to, you know, whether it's have a structured podcast or like this one, just off a complete whim where we just kind of come out whatever was on the mind, I suppose. So
Definitely.
obviously audience and community, I should say, feedback's just very vital for us, I suppose. So
Yeah, so please hit us up, comment if you're watching right now. We love you and we appreciate you. Thank you heaps.
Ciao.
And see ya.